You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Welcome.
Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Hungry HD. And to my left, we have the incomparable.
It's Trell Maurice.
You know, we come together to form the Peace King podcast,
man.
where we talk about health, wealth, relationships,
Big three.
and whatever else we feel like.
Come on, man.
And on that note, let me start by saying,
Hey.
Peace King.
Peace King. Come on, man. We in the game, coach. It's another great week. It's a great time to be alive. Come on, man. Like, we leading now mental health, wealth, relationships, the playoffs. Come on, man. Underway. I'm looking forward to seeing the NBA finals. You know what I mean? The draft. Sports in general. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes life a little bit more fun. Work-wise, all of that, man. How was your week, bro?
Week is pretty good, man. You know, won't complain. A lot of... I guess, you know, turmoil, you know what I mean? Just family news and things like that, different things going on. But all in all, I think, which it could be kind of bad, but I kind of think I've reached a point in my life when it comes to like just calamity and bad news, or when it comes to like even death in the family or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like I'm used to it or even jaded, but it's like... It's happened, you know what I mean, so many times. And I guess you get to a point, too, where I think it's about perspective, right? You got to be realistic. Certain people, especially at certain ages, when they get to a place, it's like, you know what? This is what it is. This is what's supposed to happen at some point, you know what I'm saying? As long as they live the good part of their life, then, you know, it's always a little tougher when it happens to younger people and it's more unexpected.
Right.
Which, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, then a lot of stuff, man. But overall... Knicks went up 3-2. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully,
but hey, condolences to the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they always in the
that.
PKP.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Shout out. I do want to say this though. I don't even know if you watch the pod, bro, but if you do, shout out to the homie Rich, man, because you know he going through something and he just had to, you know, it hasn't happened yet, but it looks like it's gonna happen as far as, you know, death in the family. So and I know that's gonna be real tough for him. So. Shout out to you, Rich. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I've been praying for you every single day, man. And that's not, you know, no cap. Literally every day. So, unfortunate part of life, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
definitely.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Condolences, absolutely.
Yeah. It'd be times like that where I think on, you know, am I living the life that I want to live? Am I living within my purpose? Am I making sure that the priorities and stuff are on point? Am I showing up for those who matter? Because we never know.
Right, exactly.
We don't know when our time's going to be up, when our number's called. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that's just let's serve as a reminder for you watching. Are you doing what you need to be doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, remind me of that Bad Boy joint back in the day. But if you had 24 hours to live, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you screw? Who would you want to identify? Would you deny that you're about to die?
Right.
You know what I mean? But it lets you put life in kind of in perspective. You know, and speaking of things in perspective, you know what I mean? Health, wealth, and relationships. Deals with mental health. With the first topic, and it also taps into relationships.
Yeah.
Your legacy, your children. You feel what I'm saying? So, did a reel recently, live with Trell. Shout out to everybody to be supporting the live with Trell and the randoms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. It was a topic that kind of came up a bit organically. Somebody asked me what my preferences were, and I kind of went into the preferences, and I actually stated a few physical things. And that kind of sparked this one particular woman, I don't know, she felt some type of way.
Okay.
Neither here nor there on the specifics of it, but I bring it up because when she was speaking, she was saying that she told her children not to date a certain type of guy, look-wise, ethnicity-wise, all that. Not to date this type of guy because she's had bad experiences with that type of guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, the question to you. Do you think it's appropriate? Do you think it's a good thing to recommend your kids to stay away from a certain race or ethnicity because you had several bad experiences with that particular one yourself?
Before I answer that, this topic is just super interesting because I feel like this is like a very real thing that happens, especially racially. So I would like love, right? Like if you're willing to, because that's the thing. People aren't always willing to keep it real. Like if you're willing to keep it real, I would love to have you come on the pod if you know, white, Hispanic, any other culture outside of the black culture and the black American, I guess, especially because even when it comes to that, it could be different too.
Right.
So, and tell the truth because I feel like parents do tell, like, you know, in certain, I feel like that's been the vibe and it's kind of been said to me in some way, shape, or fashion, but other communities, they tell you to, you know, date inside the race and don't date outside the culture. So, I mean, to get back on track, I don't feel like it's twofold. Like, I don't feel like it's okay, but I kind of do feel like it's okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think you have to let, you know, your child come to their own conclusions, live their own experiences. Because that's the problem, right? Like, a lot of time, here's the issue even with racism, bringing it back to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, your POV is outdated. It's time stamped. You know what I'm saying? So the world's passing you by. Technology is getting further away from you. Worldviews are changing, but you're downloading the old software up into the new version. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of yourself, right? So it's like, what's the sense of having an iPhone 15 if it operate like the iPhone 9? You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
So that's what's happening. You know what I mean? When we do that. And so I think it's whack. You know what I mean? And you want to be able to connect with people for who they are and not who you think they are and not who you prejudge them to be, right?
Right.
Have authentic experiences. Now getting to the flip side where I said I think it's okay because this is me solely as a black man speaking. Sometimes get on my and insert the Dr. Umar meme right.
Pardon me.
Get on my Dr. Umar real quick.
No, what do you say? I beg your pardon? Yo, I need that soundbite. That's a good one.
Because I feel like our community, a lot of times, we can't afford as much to mix things up. We're not strong enough yet to do that.
Yeah.
And that's my only... But I would never even still, like even my son, if he came and he wanted to date somebody outside the race or even definitely when it comes to in the race and complexion, like that's extra foolish. But I wouldn't be like, yo, nah, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, there's a preference where it's like, well, I wish because you want to just strengthen it. You know what I mean? More before you start mix things up. So
I feel that. I mean, I remember during when the Black Lives Matter movement was like strong, like little during COVID, right after George Floyd, passing George Floyd, the homicide, the death, the murder,
absolutely,
George Floyd. I remember during that time frame having a disagreement with someone. I'm like, yo, I almost felt guilty. I was like, yo, I should be keeping the race strong. Cause I dabble. I only go as far as like the Latinos, you know what I'm saying? But there was times where I was dating, I kind of felt guilty, like, dang, I should be dating the sister right now. Just to keep it real, just to keep it. And then, you know, even professionally sometimes I thought that maybe it'd be a better look. And those, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you, I'm just keeping it real, transparent, certain thoughts. I date black women, I date Latino women. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do think of that. But yeah, I wouldn't push anything on my kid. I would be curious what they naturally gravitate to. And I would just observe and then when they become grown, then maybe I can have a conversation with them, and I'll share my experiences, but I will be careful to not try to influence them or try to convince them.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
They may be influenced just by seeing me. They, you know what I mean? Like my son may just see me with, and that's why I don't be introducing them to ladies and nothing like that, because I don't want him to. He only knows, I think, of like one woman I dated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. And she happened to actually be black. Pretty interesting. But nonetheless, yo, shout out to all the beautiful sisters. Shout out to all the beautiful Latinas. Shout out to all the beautiful whatever race that you are. You're beautiful, you know what I mean? And I think having a preference isn't bad. But yeah, when it comes to that, even character traits, bro. I'm even careful to say, like, hey, make sure you date a woman that, okay, well, hold on, let me backtrack now. I actually will tell her. She better treat you like a king, and you better treat her like a queen. If she don't treat you like a king, she ain't the one for you, that my G. Yeah, and I will let them know. Have you a vision, know where you want to go, get you a woman who will support your vision. If she can't support the vision and she don't believe in the vision, she ain't the one, bruh. Move on. I will tell him certain character traits or whatever. I'm not telling him no signs or nothing like that. I'm not gonna be like, y'all stay away from Cancers and Tauruses. Like, I ain't gonna do none of that. That's wild behavior in my opinion. But I will tell them character traits to kind of look out for, and some to stay away from.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, man. You know what I mean? Like, things like that. Definitely character things. You know, just certain behavioral patterns, which kind of falls under the same umbrella. So I think all those type of things, man, qualities, things like that are cool. But again, yeah, you just don't want it because you don't just want to paint this picture that's just completely off base in their mind, you know what I'm saying? And kind of push them too far any way or the other, really, when it comes down to it.
Right.
They just got to have that experience, right? No, it's no teacher like experience, right? So you got to go through certain things and live it for yourself, you know what I mean? And really understand what that is and what works for you, because what works for you may not work for your son. And vice versa, right?
Different beings.
Right.
May have a lot of things in common, but different beings. Nature versus nurture. He's just going to be different because he's growing up in a different environment. He got a different POV, like you mentioned. Like his vantage point is just different in the world. I didn't grow up with a cell phone at 8 years old. You know what I mean? Right. Like, we have a FaceTime group chats like regularly. Right. I'm like, y'all all 10 and y'all just be. I didn't have that. We were outside. You know what I mean? But it's different. It's different these days. Still sticking with the youngest. I will say this. I remember wondering, not even just, I'm still curious of who he gravitates to as far as liking. I know kind of because of where we live and stuff like that. And my son, he's half Puerto Rican. And of course, he's black. But like, half black. Whatever you want to call it. I ain't going into that debate. But he's black and he's Puerto Rican. All right, so but for some folks, they're going to look at him. I think society will look at my son and be like, oh, that's a black guy. That's a black man. Or it's a black boy for right now, right? But he happens to have super curly hair. So then they'll be like, hold on. Like, what are you, like, what are you mixed with? Neither here nor there. But I see what he naturally goes to or what he likes. And because of the area, it's always like, before I disclose that, I remember being curious, like, but when he was super small. It was a thought. I think any man that has a son who's a man's man kind of is like hoping. And I'm going to tell y'all while I hope, I'll keep it real with y'all. All right, I love everybody, regardless of your demographic, all right? Regardless of any of that, whether your age, your race, your skin color, your religious belief, political beliefs, your orientation, okay? And that's why I'm getting that, sexual orientation. I appreciate all of y'all, regardless of your race, gender, or any demographic. Now, it is curious because of the stories I've heard it's interesting rather, because of the stories I've heard of people that may have a non-traditional, they're not heterosexual, they may be something else, having a tougher lifestyle, or a tougher life.
Yeah.
I didn't want that for my son. I was just like, dang, if he naturally goes that way, whatever way it is, besides heterosexual, man, it may be tougher for him. And I really don't want him to have a tougher lifestyle if he naturally gravitates to that. And I remember being curious, like, not because of his mannerisms, just when he was super young, just wondering. And then I just saw he's naturally a boy's boy and this and that. I'm just like, word. I remember the first time he was like, yeah, I like this girl. I was like, yes, sir. We in the game. And then there was a little black girl. I was like, yes, sir. We in the game. We in the game. All by himself.
Yeah.
So that was pretty. I felt like those were wins. Personally, again, nothing against y'all, rock who you rock with, but I wanted my son to have a pretty easier lifestyle. So the fact that he loves you, he'd be like, Dad, I got 2 numbers today. I'm like, man, relax. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, bro. But word. But if I was still, let's say it was like for my daughter, for example, there was times where I was like, I don't know. I don't know how this one going to shake out. Never talked about boys, none of that. Like, I don't know. So my question would be, if I didn't know and she was getting older and older, what are your thoughts on, do you wait to discuss their sexual orientation until they bring it up? Do you inquire? Do you ask questions? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll wait. I mean, I think the approach is just wait and see. You know what I'm saying? And I guess after a certain amount of time pass, and you might start asking some questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Just casual conversations. Throw some questions out there, see what come back. But generally, though, I think it's just wait and see. Wait and see what happens. Wait and see how they go about things. You know what I mean?
You see your daughter come downstairs with some sagging pants, some Timbs on, a tape top, and a Yankee fitted. Like, oh! With cornrows. Oh, Lord! Hey, what's going on here? What is this, a 90s party? Like, where you going?
You about to go set it off? What's going on? Man?
She gonna go set it up. Like, what?
Listen.
You accept it, but man, I'm just surprised. We ain't really having a discussion yet. I don't, you know?
And listen, you never know, man. You never know. It's also with kids, it's weird too, because you go through that phase too, just as a kid, where like girls are just mad annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know what I mean? So it's like you go from that to, you know what I mean, having an interest and then that whole thing. So, I mean, and I guess you never know when that arc happens, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I guess you just fall back and wait. I feel like, and that's the funny part, I guess, I feel like girls might realize quicker than boys do. Right?
They do. They say they mature faster.
Yeah, because after you think back, when the girls used to be annoying and hit you, that'd be the girls that like you, right? But then somebody got to tell, oh, she liked you, or, you know what I'm saying? You realize that later on when you get a little older, you just think she being annoying. It's like, yo, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's one of them things. So, I mean, that's just interesting when you think about kids and watching those things. But, yeah, like you said, man, for me, I feel like either way, you know what I mean? Definitely love my child and accept my child, you know what I'm saying? I won't act like it won't be different, you know what I'm saying? Like that won't be, it's a new experience, you know what I'm saying? Something that I have no experience with. And so it was like, not even necessarily expecting, don't know what to expect. And I think obviously and I guess that's the selfish part of it. I think as a parent, as a man, having a son, you want to be able to connect with your son in every possible, you know what I'm saying? To have all these different types of conversation and pass different jewels down. And some of the jewels will still apply. Some just won't, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you feel like there's a disconnect and there's a certain aspect of the relationship that's missing that you're never going to have. So I think that's the part that's very tough. So, you know what I mean? I feel like there should be grace there too with men that react a certain way. I feel like, you know, it's only natural. Now, if you have hate towards your child and you disown them, that's something different. I'm not condoning that.
Wild,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you look at, like Magic Johnson or Dwayne Wade. Yeah. It's different how they accept it. Okay, well, those are two totally different things, really. Oh, no, I think they're the same thing. Either way, neither here nor there. None of my business. All right, so look, stay.
Stay hungry, because name one person at the top who hasn't. Our designs are catered toward the ambitious, created to inspire those who strive to maximize their potential in everything they do. We make pieces simple enough to be worn with a number of outfit options, but flashy enough to still turn heads and make a statement. At Stay Hungry Cloth, you can expect high-quality materials made to live through many wears and proper wash cycles, with a fit that is fashionable but comfortable. Most of our styles are unisex, but we also have pieces just for you ladies. No matter if you are a sneakerhead, fitness addict who likes to be fly, or someone who just loves a dope t-shirt with a message, we got you covered. Members of the Peace Kingdom, we have an exclusive offer just for you. Visit stayhungrycloth.com and enjoy 15% off your first order with the code PKP15 used at checkout. That's PKP15 for 15% off your first order at stayhungrycloth.com. Stay Hungry Cloth. Ambition is a lifestyle.
Stay on it. But speaking of children, man, it kind of thing, it leads into the King's Corner. Okay. It's rap battle.
Yeah.
The beef, rather.
Pause.
Yeah, the beef. Yeah, pause. The rap beef.
Yeah, no.
That can't be a pause. That's a statement. Like rap beef.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
there wasn't no rapper in front of it.
Yeah, that's been
So.
All right, so look, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Like, yo, it was fun. They did, 3 songs each or something like that. It was fun until, for me, when you start talking about each other's children, I'm like, golly, like, come on, man. Family Matters and Meet the Grams. They were going hammer. Meet the Grams and Family Matters. I think Meet the Grams came first. I don't know. But, yeah, I think Meet the Grams came first because Family Matters.
No. Family Matters came
Family Matters came first? Yo, they were wild.
Meet the Grams dropped 15 minutes later.
15 minutes?
Yeah, that boy was like, oh, hold on, let me show you something. That joint was ill, too. I'm going to cut you up, but it was ill because I started following the, I know I'm hip-hop, so I started following the battle a little more closely. And then my man sent me the Family Matters joint. And I was like, and when I went to go type in Family Matters, I started seeing Meet the Gram. I'm like, hold on. Because, AI, all type of stuff be going on now. So I'm like, hold on. He's like, because he had just dropped the day before, the other joint, the 616 in LA. So I'm like, nah, he ain't drop another one that quick. And I went, and I'm like, oh, he really dropped another one 15 minutes later. Like, it was just crazy. My fault, but go ahead.
No, you good. So, the King's Corner, a.k.a. Yeah, Buggin', is not necessarily for the beef, the rap beef and the back and forth and the songs and all that itself. It's like, what are we beefing about again? Like, what actually happened? Because one of y'all, because you say ain't no big 3, it's just big me. You just chose to, I feel like coming for people's necks today. I don't know the genesis of it. 1, 2, when you start talking about kids and baby moms and then her ethnicity, and then like, oh, you're a deadbeat dad, and it like, yeah, like for me, leave the kids out of it. It's like, yo, women, it's like in war. Women and children and elderly are off limits. Mm-hmm. That's just me being a man. Women, children, elderly, they're not in the line of fire. Mm-hmm. I'm coming at you. Now, and women particularly have always been the downfall of man. Always fighting over a woman. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, when we going to switch it up? Like, come on, MIG.
They never gonna learn.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's why, you know what I mean? Tupac, like, yo, come on.
Get
like,
money.
We going hammer. You know what I mean? Over Shorty Orty, Sweeney Deanies.
See, now, that brings me to my aspect, right? My side of things. Cause I'm with you, but I think where things differ for me is I started because it was getting a little crazy. And I'm like, damn, like especially K-Dot just dropping back to back. I'm like, yo, and he just like airing out this, that, and he talking about K-Dot allegate. I'm like, all right. But I started thinking back. I'm like, this is kind of how things go, though. It's maybe going further and further, but you know, as I think back to even like, you know, what I mean, you youngins might not, y'all not gonna remember this, but one time we had an epic battle between a rapper named Cannabis. You probably never even heard of him. You know what I'm saying? But Cannabis and the GOAT LL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even in like second round knockout, you know, Cannabis talk about, you know, like, I know chicks that seen you smoke weed recently, you know what I'm saying? And he was saying little things, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Cause he didn't have as much dirt on L, number one. Number two, it wasn't as big of a deal at that time. But then when you talk about Pac, right? Like, I smashed your joint, and you know what I'm saying? And then Big kind of made fun of it. You know, Faith had twins, she probably had two Pac, you know what I'm saying? And then Jay with the condoms on the baby seat bar. And then even after the fact, he said that was too far. I probably shouldn't have said that, you know what I'm saying? So this happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I couldn't really go that hard on Drake or Kendrick Ford, because I'm like, I guess this is what typically happens as I think back to the battles. So it's like,
I feel it. Being a hip hop fan, it's just that I don't know. I feel like it's like the cats that want to fight, but all they do is talk. I just look at it like y'all cats is soft. I just look at it like you soft. Catch a flight. You gonna go that hard, talk about each other's families. Catch a flight, catch a fade. Why y'all doing all that talking? That'd be the part that I'd be like, y'all cat. You talking crazy about my family, about my wife or my fiance, about her smashing of a cat. You need to catch these hands.
well, what I will say is,
because I'm not gonna be writing and recording and mastering and mixing and man, put the ticket, man. Let's roll. Like, what are we doing all of this mastering and mixing and oh man, we're gonna make a lot of money with it, bruh.
Listen,
like I ain't because it ain't like I'm hurt by the words. It's just that I'm not putting all that energy. Or maybe I just don't know the game enough, or maybe there's puppet masters that we ain't even aware of. There's like, yo, we know this is just like, maybe they're doing it for the culture. Hey, the culture is a little low. The rap, charts, we're lowering. Country music is going crazy. Mm-hmm. We need some action with the big dogs. And like, let's have two of the biggest ones. They could have their executives on the line with each other. Like, hey, have them go hammer. Hey, yo, I'm about to drop this Family Matters. Just give y'all people a heads up. Mm-hmm. So it's going to drop. Give y'all a heads up. It's about to drop. So if he want to respond fast, give y'all a heads up. It could be on some stuff like that. Look like all right, I've been going for a minute. But like, I was listening to I forget which one, but Muhammad Ali's audiobook. Okay. And he was talking about when he was about to fight Frazier, and how he hit him up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna come to your gym," because he was dodging the draft. Yeah. He couldn't fight in the U.S. Or whatnot. So he was like, yo, we're going to go fight somewhere else. But since they won't let me do a sanctioned fight, I'm going to act like I'm going to come to your gym and we about to fight in the gym right now. Yeah. So act bad. I'm about to go hammer. And that they fabricated the whole thing, bro. The whole thing. Yeah. And Muhammad Ali was like, they want us to be mad at each other. They want us to, and we're going to get so much money, bro. They had 20,000 people out there of a regular boxing gym, bro. He's like, let's go to the park. And cats was going to the park, police, everybody. And he was like, yo, that whole thing was fabricated. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Maybe. It's a good point. It's just a lot of talking for me. And at a point, it gets a little juvenile, and it gets a little gossipy. It's like, it reminds me of like some females. no disrespect. I just feel like, yo, girls do that stuff, man.
Rap. I mean, we needed it. So I feel like we needed it in hip hop, man. We needed it. But I do feel like with this battle, this battle was a little. It was unlike anything I experienced before with hip hop, as far as because people were talking about things. I made a post on Instagram too about things I felt like just was like, what? Like people talking about the beat, and the mixing and mastering. I'm like, yo, I never heard nobody like, yo. I thought when we rap battle, when it was a battle, it was about the technique, the bars, the originality, the creativity. Why are you talking about Kendrick and Drake not mastering it? The engineer master, and then it's like, even if he ain't, I don't care if he just spit over the garbage can. Like, if the joint was fire, if he spit some bars and that has a good rhythm, like you at least could bob your head and be like, all right, catch the balls. That's what it was about. Like for me, and I really just wanted to see, at the end of the day, them two line up, because forever I think the argument has been like that. Drake is as lyrical as anybody else, but he just chooses to make the music he go pop or commercial because that's what the bag is. But he could rap with anybody. He as good as Kendrick and Cole. So that was a chance to see what it really is. You know what I'm saying?
The pen game was all right.
No. Drake pen is tough. I just feel like, I guess we talk about like the actual battle. I feel like, to me, he's not on a level of them two lyrically, but just as an artist overall, you can't deny Drake. Drake is, you know what I'm saying, phenomenal artist. I know there's obviously ghostwriter allegations and he stole from this artist and that. I get it, but I don't know the, you know what I'm saying, the history of that and what the reality is. So for what it's worth, he get busy. And even on the Family Matters, I was like, oh, nah, this is tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just got kind of crazy from there. Like Kendrick started going crazy. But shout out to both of them, man. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Get them in front of Smack. You all right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you
we need that. Summer Madness 35.
Yeah,
you know
Summer Madness. Like, do that. I would give them cats bad props because they going a cappella straight off the dome. Not straight off the dome. You know, they well rehearsed and stuff like that. But that's a lot of memory. That's a lot of rehearsing. And they perform, bro.
Right.
They be performing. Like, yo, shout out to them on that with the schemes and all of that. Like, some of my favorites are Charlie Clips. You know what I mean? Of course, Murder Mook and yeah, I mean, I even like the young boy DNA back in the day. I haven't been Tay-Rock, you know, all of them cats, man.
Shout out to the beloved, man, Lux, man. Shout out to Loaded.
Loaded Lux. Yeah. But when he got dragged by murder, I was like, dang.
Yeah, that's tough. That's pretty much the only stain on his record, and that was tough.
But I think he went against Charlie Clips too, though.
No, he ain't losing Clips.
Bruh. Yeah, he did.
I never seen Lux. The only L I seen Lux take was Mook.
I haven't really seen Clips take too many. I think Clips is the nicest.
Nah, Clips takes a lot of L's.
He takes a lot of L's?
Clips takes a lot of L's.
I don't know if he takes a lot of L's.
Only because, and I mean, listen, by the way, we talking about a lot of Harlem cats, so shout out to Harlem. But, and I like Clips a lot, so don't get it twisted. One of the knocks against Clips, and he's even like, kind of said it himself, is like he takes rounds off. So like he'll play around with it. He don't take it as serious all the time. So it's not that he's not capable. Like if he really just took it serious all the time. But you know, shout out to Clips. Clips is ill though. Shout out to
I like the duels too.
Those are tough.
Those be hot.
Those are tough.
But yeah. All right, at Tech 9, put your body bag in the body bag. That was, and the way he said it was nonchalant and not knowing that was going to be.
Yeah, he's tough.
That was going to be. He died.
Yeah, years ago, actually, too.
Dang, I'm late in the game. RIP. All right, y'all. Hey, speaking of RIP, my drink about the RIP. So we about to refill. Appreciate y'all. That was King's Corner, a.k.a. You're Bugging. All right, we're going to take this quick break. We're going to be back. You already know what it is. Make sure y'all subscribe to Peace King Podcast.
Facts.
Come on now. And follow on the gram. Follow your boy, Trell Maurice.
Hungry HD.
Come on, man. On the gram. Mm-hmm. And we be back. All right, man.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King Podcast.
Delve into a remarkable collection of 100 thought-provoking quotes in this book, each one a reflection of life brimming with diverse experiences. Don Trell Ford's journey, marked by the profound chapters of marriage, the trials of divorce, and the joys of parenting both a biological son and a cherished bonus daughter, has provided the fertile ground for these words of wisdom. As you explore the pages, you'll find that these quotes are more than just words. They are an invaluable life lessons born from the crucible of real experiences. Don Trell's belief that he is an amalgamation of the places he's explored, the people he's encountered, and the experiences he has embraced infuses each quote with depth and authenticity. This book is your gateway to a journey of reflection, growth, and inspiration where you'll uncover timeless insights that resonate with the very essence of your own life's voyage.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you subscribe to @Peace King Pod on YouTube.
Come on, man.
Follow @Peace King Pod on the gram. Do that. Follow @TheHungryHD.
Do that.
Follow
Trell_Maurice.
It's very, very simple, man. Listen.
It's too easy.
We almost had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Come on now.
Almost at 3,000 on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Please be a part of that, man. Come on. Step right up, man.
Come on, run it up.
Greatest show on earth.
Man, hey, yeah, definitely. And shout out to y'all for that. Shout out to the Peace Kingdom for showing love. Share. Sharing is caring. Come
Facts.
on now. Push out these good messages.
Facts.
All right, we in here. Because y'all know we family. You know what I mean? And we friends. Mm-hmm. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. So let's talk about that, bro. Let's talk about the friends. All right? How many of us have them? Mm-hmm. Close friends, if you will. Mm-hmm. Associates. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Having a fair woman supporting cast, supporters, followers.
Yeah.
I've noticed over the last 2 years, my friendships with women has increased exponentially.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's valuable. Yeah. Getting a woman's perspective on things that I wouldn't have got before, that I didn't want to ask before. I'm challenging myself.
Indeed.
Regardless of, I prefer unattractive woman friend. It just is what it is. I don't even want to even, you know what I'm saying? But some will be attractive. You just got to draw that line.
It is what it is.
So when you draw the line, when it's like maybe she's attractive, you know, what are the boundaries? Like, do you put boundaries in there? Like, talk to me. Help your brother out over here. I want to know how you typically handle when you know you just want to be platonic, and they are a good-looking woman. Do you put boundaries on hangouts, frequency of talking? Walk me through your logic with that. A female who's a dope friend, she is an attractive friend. Do you purposefully put boundaries in place so that you don't cross the line or she don't cross the line? If y'all are just naturally two attractive people, and you know that it could, I don't even know. I just talk to me and your thoughts overall about it. Or it's like, you know what? I try not to even have close friends like that. I try to keep them all at bay a certain amount because they not my person like that. So I don't even entertain that nonsense. Like, I just want to get your thought. I'm not trying to lead you. I'm just trying to make the question clear for the audience here.
I mean, you know, it's tough. I feel like, you know, you normally, I think I would say you wouldn't necessarily have to have a conversation about boundaries because then it makes things kind of weird, I guess, in a sense. But I think if there's a obvious attraction or desire on either end, then I guess, you have to have that conversation. It only makes sense, right? It's only beneficial to both parties. because obviously there's something to be gained and there's value there that's greater than at least you believe or you guys believe or, whatever one side or the other believes, greater than the benefit of engaging in anything on a romantic level, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it's worth having that conversation in that case and then setting boundaries and then moving from there. And I think at some point, we are creatures of habit. At some point, as you move that way, right? And especially if you're somebody that got some discipline and sense about yourself, you fall in line and everything will be everything. I think it'll be cool.
You think it's unrealistic? You think it's unrealistic if there's an attraction for it to really just be friends? Or do you think you just gotta be real with yourself and be on some like, you know what? If there's attraction there, we just can't even be close friends. We just gonna have to just be cool and cordial at a distance because the situations ain't even conducive to our own individual romantic relationships, business, whatever it is. It's like it ain't worth it. It ain't worth engaging because one, we ain't gonna be together. Mm-hmm. But there's an attraction there. But we ain't gonna be together because whatever the situation is. I think there'll be a lot of the friend zone kind of things, but they torture themselves because they in too much contact with each other.
Yeah, I think.
And that's how they be starting to cheat on the spouses. That's what the work husbands, work wives, when they just, because when there's an attraction. We're only talking about right now when there's an attraction there. I think when it's not an attraction, it's easy.
Yeah, it's much easier. Start getting diabolical.
That's why I say, ugly friends being back. or super, what's it gonna call it? Not ugly, but like where there's no attraction.
Yeah, you just gotta like, at some point, I think you probably just gotta, get over it, right? Like, it's like, and accept things for, again, the value of what it is. And then, because I think it's about the options, right? Like, that are in front of you. I think your vision is only as good as the options you see, right? And from there, it's like once more people come into your life, or once you meet a new dude or you meet a different female, and if you're really serious about that person and you're committed and you're in a real relationship, then I don't think you're as susceptible to that. Sometimes I think we have like somewhat of a recency bias, if you will, just like whatever's in front of us or whatever happened most recently, we get caught up in. But like there's this whole other, pool of opportunity out there, waiting for us, even if we can't necessarily see it.
All right. I could did that. Staying on friends, you know what I mean? The friends topic. They're like, those that they believe y'all friends. And it's like, we actually not friends like that. Like, do you think people use that term too loosely nowadays? It'd be like, I actually don't disclose anything personal to you. I've never been vulnerable with you. I don't really trust you too much. We really associates. Let's not even like play with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't friends like that.
Right. Yeah, the people definitely do. But you sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like, and everybody doesn't have this level of awareness. So it's tough. But at the same time, sometimes you ask yourself about people's backgrounds and maybe what they've been through, what they've been exposed to, right? Because maybe if you've never experienced different levels of friendship, you know what I'm saying? Or there's been like trauma attached to a lot of your life experiences with family, friends, things like that. I think maybe you are a little more susceptible to attach yourself to, you know what I'm saying, certain relationships and friendships and then like hype them up bigger than what they actually are because that's what you really desire. Like you want that, you know what I'm saying? So once it comes along. A lot, not unlike the way sometimes people jump into relationships too soon, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, overblow the relationship and the title of it all just because out of desperation. It's like, I want to be this so bad. I've been manifesting. I'm intentional about my relationship, and I want to be married. So this feels so good. Like, hey, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just put myself on a trajectory to engagement, you know what I'm saying, with this person because everything's going right so far. And it's like, yeah, but nah, hold on, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see this through. Let's keep our eyes open. Let's peek around the corner a little bit, see what's going on. So I think that's what happens with people. And so if one of you guys has a higher level of awareness, then you can kind of see through that. If you both don't, then I think you fall into those traps. And then, you know, that's how you get those people where it's like 6 months later, oh, fuck that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I thought that was your homie. Thought that was your ace. Now you want to smack the taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those be those type of situations where it's like, y'all really ain't even know each other that long. Y'all really ain't even rock that long, but y'all was walking around calling each other besties and all that.
That
so
jump be
like,
wild.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. People be overusing terms, right? I'm like, I'm a strong believer. Words mean things. So I'm going to choose the words, and especially when it comes to titles, putting titles on things, I'm going to be careful on what I label or what I title this situation. And that's with everything. I'm going to clarify. We co-workers,
right.
we ain't friends. Or you a mentee, not a friend. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's differences on how I'm going to treat that. You an associate. You know what I mean? We're social media buddies.
Social media buddies.
Whatever you want to call it.
SMB.
That may not be friends type of thing. But we are friends. And the friendship is the next level where, you know, you kind of like, you're closer. You start sharing more. You start peeling back the onion on who you are as a human being. And you sharing those trials and those tests that you go through in life, and you know you bond with that person that way. Do you think there's an age where you think you could get new friends regardless of how old you are?
It's funny because as you were saying that last part, I was having that thought like, I don't think so. I honestly, you know, especially. And I can only speak to our culture because I haven't heard this anywhere outside of our culture in our community where it's like, speaking to Drake, you know what I mean? No new friends or, you know, whatever that is, you know, day ones. And with day ones, it's something a little different, but it's still sometimes the same attachment to it. So it's like, sometimes you do yourself a disservice by not allowing new people into your life. You know what I mean? Sometimes your life is the way it is because you still got the same people in your life that you had.
Come
you know
on,
what I'm saying?
man.
From day one. So sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes you need to move on to day two. Sometimes, or maybe
Big facts.
shout out to Bad Boy. And you need to move on to day 21 at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
Day 26.
yeah, day 26.
Yeah.
Right, whatever the hell they was called.
Yeah, one hit.
Right. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah,
So yeah, you need to move on a couple steps, couple days. So yeah, you know, because you limit yourself, and I think sometimes that comes from, especially maybe if you've ascended to a certain level of life. I guess survivor's guilt sometimes, right? So you feel like a need to keep certain people in your life because it's like, damn, those are the people that was with me when they see me at this place, and now I'm here, and I'm, you know, which could kind of, that's where you need to use discernment and decide at what level you deal with these people. So you don't have to cut people off, but now I just deal with you a little differently, and in different circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
Because you gonna outgrow some folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you can still love them and have love for them. So to answer your question, I don't think it's a point where it's too late to have friends. I think you just become smarter. You know what I mean? And a little more selective.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, and I guess choosy when it comes to that thing.
I feel that definitely. Being military brat and then still in the Air Force, you know what I'm saying? Moving around often. You meeting new people and you learn new things. So I'm accustomed to it now. Like just making new friends where it actually develops into a friendship. So I'm never against it. It'll be like, oh, I don't have any room left for more friends. No,
Right.
I'm never subscribed to that type of thoughts, line of thinking. Not your boy. Interesting though. So shout out to y'all who are open to that. Expand your world, expand your network. You'd be surprised what these new folks can bring to you, can bring to the table, can as far as friendship goes.
I mean,
and such.
How can we not bring this up? I guess this is like one of the most obvious things. This podcast wouldn't exist if we didn't allow new friendships in our life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is a testament right here. You know what I'm saying? Every week you get an updated testament to what inviting new friends and relationships in your life can do for you. You know what I'm saying? So
big facts, man. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Y'all know what it is, man. It's everybody's favorite segment. All right. This one may be a little bit longer. This is, well, not everybody's favorite segment. I misspoke. Okay. It may not just be Red Bull. I can't confirm nor deny. But this is a favorite segment. It's a staple. It's Speak Your Peace. For crying out loud. Speak Your Peace. All right. So for this Speak Your Peace is quite interesting. All right. Because we got an update. But for those who, some of y'all may not know the original. All right. We had a Speak Your Peace a while ago, and she gave us, matter of fact, let me just let y'all hear it, and we going to give y'all an update on it, all right? So some of y'all may be familiar with this Speak Your Peace. It was the $18.
That Speak Your Peace that kind of turned into a You're Bugging.
Yeah. It kind of turned into You're Bugging. So if I say Axe and $18, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You already starting to laugh. I'm going to refresher you. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to replay it for you right now. All right?
Talking to this guy for like a month, right? But one time he was in Walmart, like we're, on the phone, and he was looking for, y'all know that Axe deodorant spray?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So he was looking for a particular scent that it was new. So he couldn't find it. So I was like, oh, look at my Walmart. And so I got it for him. And then I was like, I'll bring it to you when we see each other at the second date. So we had the second date. We played pool. And he was like, oh, we're going to play for an hour and we'll go. We put our sticks up, he paid or whatever. And we were walking out. I was like, oh, so, where you want to go? You want to go eat? He was like, oh, I'm going home. I was like, oh, okay. So I walked to my car. He walked to his. And the first red flag was he didn't walk me to my car. He called me. He was like, oh, did you bring that deodorant spray or whatever? I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot it at my house. Let me back up. When we were leaving, and he was like, I'm going to my home, but do you want to go watch a movie? Well, yeah. Where you want to go? He's like, oh, to your house. So I'm like, no, that's cool. I was like, we ain't about to go to my house to watch a movie. So anyway, he called me and asked for the deodorant. I was like, well, you could just follow me. So he ended up following me. I stayed outside. I ran and got it for him, gave it to him at his car. And I was like, oh, do you want to like cash at me or Zelle me? It was $18. He was like, oh, can I give it to you when I see you next? I'm like, sure. He ghosted me. Never saw this fool again. Fast forward, this dude's going to try to spin the block and text me a month later. So my question is, should I ask for my damn $18?
So we had some good feedback on that. So she asked for $18. It was Axe. She went out. Y'all heard the story. He paid for the dates. She waited to look for the Axe body spray because he couldn't find it. She purchased it. She wanted the $18. She asked. He goes to her. And then he hit her up a month later trying to spin the block. And she didn't answer that call. She didn't want to, entertain spinning the block. That was back in February.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an update. So, all right, so shout out to the person that called in the $18 Axe body spray story. All right. And she sent us a DM last week, and it read something like this. Guess who called me? The guy who owes me $18 for the Axe spray. Mm-hmm. We actually had a great conversation for 2.5 hours.
That's a long time. He
said he thought I ghosted him. And I said, he ghosted me. He pulled up text message receipts, and it seems I stopped contact. Nevertheless, he wants to take me out again. What should I do? They a whole mess, bruh. This is hilarious. But what is your take? You heard the first thing. You know what I mean? He thought she ghosted him. She thought that he ghosted her. He actually was like, nah, you ghosted me. Pulled up the receipts. And she says, yes, I actually stopped the contact. She was really mad about that $18.
She mad about the $18, boy. Yeah. That turned the world upside down.
So they talked for 2.5 hours. Great conversation, she says.
She's entertained, clearly. You know what I mean? Entertained. You know what I mean? Definitely engaged. I mean, I think the first question I'll probably ask is like, you probably want to ask him if he's still wearing Axe body spray. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that we all would like to, you know what I'm saying, figure out.
Please respond if he's still wearing the Axe body spray, okay?
Because if he is, I think you might introduce him to like finer things in life, like cologne. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You even got listen. You don't even got to go crazy and get him nothing crazy because he wearing Axe. So anything up from there is a you know what I'm saying, a bump up. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Curve,
you know
my
what
G.
I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Izzy Miyake. You know what I mean? It's a couple of old classics, that old school joints that still could work.
Those aren't our favorites, by the way. Please don't get it mistaken.
They just old classics.
These are just old classics.
Yeah,
the
old
Michael
classics.
Jordan joint.
You know, it used to be, we get on top, but you know, it used to be tough.
What is that?
And it just stopped. I guess like all of these did, but the Sean John Unforgivable.
Oh, Sean John.
Yeah, that joint was tough.
No
Right?
Dids.
It was tough. Oh yeah, no Diddy. But
dang, I'm getting way off. God, we talk about that. We talked about beef earlier, but yeah, King Combs came out with a diss.
Yeah, he's wilding too.
Yeah.
And now thinking of the name of that cologne, Diddy's wilding too. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
Yeah. Tell him on yourself for a long time. Jeez, man. Nah, but yeah, all right, so
he needs to upgrade to some colognes. Okay?
Yeah, I think
get
that
your
would
cologne game up, bro.
That's the sidebar. But clearly, in reality, I feel like you don't really have an issue with the Axe. So you don't have an issue, I don't have an issue. It's all good. What I will say is, because I just now had like a light bulb moment when we re-listened to it just now. He told her beforehand how long the pool. I was about to say billiards, but maybe I don't know. I mean, I might think I was acting bougie if I used that word. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you good.
You know what I mean? You know, he told her beforehand how long they're gonna play pool. Like, we gonna play it for an hour, and then we out of here.
Yeah. Oh,
once you tie into the Axe spray, tie into movies at your crib. Axe spray doesn't really cost a lot. Movies at your crib is free. I pre-time the billiard, you know what I'm saying, play, right? So already in your mind, you know we're not playing past an hour, right? But you don't know why we're not playing past an hour.
Okay.
It could possibly be because money's a little funny. You know
okay, money might be funny.
So when you tie all these things together, they all kind of point to money might have been funny, and it might have changed now. But at that time,
okay,
it might have been. Because I didn't pick up on that first time, but you know, now I'm listening to it now. Usually if you go and you go and do whatever, even if in your mind it's like, I'm only trying to stay here for an hour and go do something else, I don't know if you necessarily announce that. You know
unless he already was trying to Smithadine that night.
Could have been that too.
And it was like, yo,
could
it's
be
mad
that
late.
too.
We only gonna be here for an hour. I'm trying to go.
Could be that. Could be that
somewhere
too.
else.
But I say all that to say, just to bring it home. I'm not sure if you are aware of his financial situation, but if that's a big deal for you and you want to know, I would just say you give him another shot. I'm not against you giving him a shot. Because I feel like you clearly have interest, right? I feel like you was on the phone for 2.5 hours. It's a long time to be on the phone with somebody.
Indeed.
Especially after all of this happened.
Yeah, y'all
Especially
connected.
after you discussed over the $18.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? You left the door open. You know what I'm saying? And now you're back in the game. You know what I'm saying? So
come on now.
Just be mindful and pay attention to the date and how it's structured and how it goes.
Right.
The finances mean something.
And that wasn't even the first time he took her out.
It wasn't.
You know
it
what I mean?
wasn't. If we remember correctly, that was like the second or
and
third.
he paid every single time.
Prior to, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so he might have just wanted to clap cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is something else you need to be mindful of. Because, listen, he might be expecting that bill to come due at some point at this point, especially some months past.
That'll be transactional now. He said, hey, I didn't spend a fair amount of coin. I'm not saying that's right, y'all.
Yeah. And you ghosted me, so now the leverage the pendulum swings in my favor a little bit.
I see. He had the receipts, he said. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah, why not? You clearly like the guy.
Yeah.
You know, you want us to confirm it for you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Do it.
See what's up.
Do it.
You know, y'all need to have some expectations when it comes to who paying for this and bread and all of that, though.
Yeah, I gotta
and I would encourage you if you go for a second round, you go to the store, eat the $18. Come on.
Yeah, please.
What are you doing?
Please.
What are you doing? That man spent far more than $18. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. It ain't bad to do a nice gesture for a guy who's pulling out the chairs, opening the doors, like all of that stuff. Like, you could do something nice for him too.
Yeah.
It ain't a bad thing. Spending the bread on the ass body spray. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that is a bad thing because it's Axe. But
get him a cologne. Nah, seriously, yo, buy him a cologne, man. Buy him a cologne. Yeah.
Be like, yo, that would be nice. I saw you had the ass body spray. You know, I've heard of this cologne. It's really good. I got it for you just to show my appreciation for your time and effort. And even just enjoying it. And I enjoy the conversation. I'm excited to see what happens. You do something like that, hey, you done separated yourself.
Yeah, facts.
That could be a good thing.
And just so he won't necessarily be offended or something. She's like, yo, it's a similar smell. The smell lasts longer, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, spin it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you get more out of it. The smell's gonna linger longer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, I'll have you might want to finesse it a little better than me. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But
Indeed.
Yeah, definitely give it another spin. Because another thing I picked up on was clearly he's a spinner. You know what I'm saying? Because he spun the block from that first one. A month later, he spun and she thought he ghosted, but she ghosted. He's spinning again. You know what I'm saying?
Truth is, I'm tired. Options of you. I don't even know if that's the lyrics, but it sounded good.
That man is a what's the joint? Me back in the day, I'm about to date myself again. Remember the joint you twisted and then you press the button and I should be spinning on the floor? Was it called spinning top? Or what was it called?
Spinning top.
Oh, that's what it was?
Like when you do that?
Nah, when it had comment in the joint, man, if y'all know what I'm talking about. It was the spinning piece, but then it was like a handle with a button and you clicked it on and you tightened it. Like you screwed it all the way tight and then you pressed it. And then it like dropped off, and it just started spinning. Right. Sometimes it lit up and all that. But he one of those, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised that man ain't dizzy at this point.
He a goddamn fidget spinner over here.
Right.
That's what he is. It's something to do, goddamn. Like, what are you doing? Don't be spinning the block because it's something to do and you bored now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Some of them be spinning the block because they bored. You know what I mean?
That's true, too. Look out for that.
Yeah, look out for the boredom and look out for the, dang, I ain't had that yet. You know what I'm saying?
That, too. You might be the... Sometimes it be that the one who got away syndrome factor. Sometimes it be that.
Sometimes it could be like, yo, I could get MVP, but I never got a Six Man of the Year. Or I never got a slam. Or better yet, like I never got a 3-point contest championship.
Facts.
I won a 3-point championship.
Facts.
I did the dunk contest already.
I
want a different flavor. Or you Baskin Robbins it.
Now you talking. Because now we peeling back the layers. We getting deeper now. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, ladies, you know what I'm saying? Remember where you heard it first. You know what I mean? It be like that. Because it be a joint that I'm not even really, now I think it's different in my life. I think I've matured past that, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Certainly there's been a time where it was like, I'm not even really feeling or interested in a chick no more. But just cause Just cause I never knocked it down and I wanted to.
Right.
And it's still looking a certain way.
Come on now.
I'm probably going to do it. If I could do it, I'm probably going to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to change afterward. My interest is not going to grow. Nothing.
Right.
It's just because, like you said, I didn't get the 6th Man of the Year before. Now I could get the 6th Man of the Year. I'm going to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So,
opportunity.
Be mindful.
You got to be mindful of that, all right?
Mindful.
Come on now. Appreciate the Speak Your Peace. You know what I mean? Y'all know we appreciate that. Another great app there, my G. Come on, man. We in here, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we can't do this without y'all. You know what I mean? Or else we just be two men up here just talking.
Absolutely.
You know, but we love the engagement. That's what revitalizes us. That's what keeps us motivated to keep rocking and feeding into the peace kingdom here. So make sure y'all subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all follow on all the platforms. You know what I'm saying? Another great episode. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Trell Maurice.
Hungry HD.
We out.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.